ridiculously responsive Rotary ever.
Rotary DCT swap S15. Let's go. We were rushing to head to Canada, so I feel like we didn't give you a very good full startup car satisfaction moment. I ended up getting with Vargas last night to dial in the idle so that it can actually stay running. So now we're gonna give you a proper startup. All right, do the honors, Chris.
The Rotary noises.
You got it, girl, come on. You happy, Chris? You think it sounds good?
Sounds good. We're not leaking anything aside from that little oil pan leak, but we're going to deal with that afterwards because we have to pull our pan off anyway, clearing some stuff, so we're going to be right where we want to be. We're ready to dyno.
I think that counts as the first official startup. Now it is starting up on its own, it's running. We're gonna be dialing in the tune later with Vargas. We're going to be tuning the transmission with Bartek from HTG. And that means this thing is going to be moving under its own power for the very first time. You know what you guys think about the build so far. If you guys wanna get a much more in-depth overview of everything that Drift HQ, Chris and Pridget have been working on, go to the Drift HQ channel. They're putting out a lot of videos since I was gone during all of the final assembly for this thing. So if you guys want to check those out, head over to their channel. Is a huge day because I'm going to be driving our rotary swapped S15 for the very first time. We got Bartek over here in the pink shorts. Wearing pink shorts, give us some...
Almost matching.
Almost matching?
Almost matching.
Pink shorts to bring us some good luck for today. And we have Duarte here, and he is the reason why we are actually here. Your video driving your car with a DCT setup is what led me to all of this.
This thing is insane. Oh my god, bro. I'm excited. Everyone's excited. Let's go.
Bartek is here. He's gonna get our HTG DCU working and all set up. This is new, I think, compared to the last video. This is from Seems Legit. This fits well, and it is so satisfying. I've just been sitting in the driver's seat, acting like I'm on a simulator. What is that? We have a driver's seat now. There we go. Got another Bride, the ladies edition. So I actually fit, pedals are great. So this is actually a V8 DCT from E92. And Duarte has been the first one really on the compound to pioneer this drifting
Adam,
DCT.
Now you, now Ryan, now everyone. Even Joel's getting one for his M50.
Yeah, wait a minute.
V58, that's the one.
I thought you guys were supposed to be the influencers, not Duarte.
I know, right?
No, Duarte's the influencer. For our fake clutch pedal, this is actually a 350Z gas pedal, right? So I got two gas pedals here. Feels pretty good. You have a different one in your car, right?
This one feels amazing, which is like 15-20 bucks for that pedal.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, because yours originally didn't have feedback.
Mine is the OEM one, but it feels super soft.
Yeah.
So like on the engagement, like once you press it in, it doesn't give you that like resistance.
Yeah.
But you see the spring on yours?
Yeah, this feels great.
The spring is what makes it feel like that. Mine, we put like a fake spring type on there because like the OEM stuff doesn't really have anything like that. It's just like a soft ass like feel. I got used to it, but I'm definitely switching to one of these.
We got all of our pedals mounted. Everything for the GCU is also wired up now. This is the future? Question mark?
There's the future.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Donnie and Chris for getting this driver fitment, great. I wasn't even here. They got this seat in, the pedals, perfect. Shifter, perfect. Wheel, perfect. This never happens. I never just get in a car and it fits.
I love that there's
I got
sliders
the.
too.
Oh, also the fact that this is a stock column that adjusts. Oh my god, I love it. Get in there.
Your size 30 waist guy. Donnie fits a little better.
I fit perfect in her too. My Corvette anymore.
All right. Yeah, one on each side.
Up a little bit.
one on-
Yeah, we can make this work.
What are we doing now?
Now we need to run static adaptation. During this adaptation, DCT is going to engage all the forks, so move them left, right. We have 4 forks. Each of them needs to be adapted. We need to adapt clutch pressures. And yeah, it's going to take around 10-15 minutes. And then the car is going to move. So yeah.
That's so crazy. We're so close.
Start the engine, hold the brake, then we'll put it into the gear and we'll do more waiting. So exciting.
I'm a little nervous.
You holding the brake?
Yeah.
That's first gear.
Okay.
And just release the brake. You have the clutch pressure. When you'll be close to like 170, 180, the car will start to move. Don't press the brake. Let it do it.
Okay. I don't know if you can tell the car is just moving by itself. It'll like, it starts creeping and then it stops again.
Now it's gonna move again.
Okay.
Don't press the brake as well.
Okay, don't press the brake. It's gonna move. Oh my god, okay. That is so creepy.
How's it going?
It's going good. The car is driving itself and it's freaking me out. But this is all part of the process. He's like, trust it. Car's gonna move. Do not touch the
It
brakes.
took us 3 hours to get my car moved the first time.
It's so creepy. Were you in the driver's seat when it was doing it?
No, I drove it.
You were driving.
Yeah, it's the
Well,
weirdest
he's
thing
like,
ever.
Don't touch the
It's like
brakes.
imagine someone's doing the clutch out for you
Yeah.
and you're just stepping on the gas and you gotta wait for the guy to learn how to drive manual pretty much.
Basically.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like there's a
Yeah.
ghost foot just doing it.
Are you essentially like training it, letting it learn, basically?
Yeah, but every time that we press the brake, you do not press the brake. We pick up some noise on the brake pedal. It like
Yeah.
interrupts because brake means stop. So
And now it's thinking that I'm like tapping the brake when I'm not. He watched. He watched. I trusted. I didn't touch it. Working now. Brake pressure is showing correctly.
You're moving.
It's so weird. forgot to tell me that at some point I can touch the brakes. I committed. I drove all the way over here. I was like, not touching, not touching. All right, I guess I'm just gonna cruise around the compound.
Yeah, it's like once you do the adaptation, you have to drive for the rest of your life. It's like
You're never stopping. That is so creepy. You just feel it, just learning and adjusting and learning.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
And of course it's Florida and it's raining. Is that good? Are you happy with the squiggly
Yeah,
lines?
Yeah, squigglies look pretty good. Look at the squiggles.
okay, so now you can start the engine, put it to reverse again with the brake, then long hold upshift, it'll go to first gear, you'll see it in here.
But am I the one like controlling gas?
Yes.
And I just drive over there now?
Yes. Drive it like an automatic. You put it in reverse, you back up, you put it in drive, you go forward.
This is so exciting.
Everybody run.
I know.
Obviously,
Everybody take cover.
obviously it needs more settings, but
All right.
yeah. Done, but I got it to move. So once we have the injectors changed and idle stabilized, it should be all good. Oh, she moves.
You wipe off the Florida.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we did it!
Look of panic in your eyes the entire time.
I was like second guessing myself the whole time. That was crazy. That's officially our first drive. Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I kept like, right now at least, if I tap the brake, it resets.
Yes, so the first step, it doesn't know anything. So it needs certain procedure to go from A to Z,
Yeah.
which is like this taking up until it creeps continuously, right?
Yeah.
So then brake just cancels the adaptation. Now, brake works like a normal brake.
Sick, right? Brain is like everything is wrong. That's what makes it like once you drive it for like an hour, you'll be like, this is like the easiest thing I've ever driven.
So where is it at now in its learning process? It's
Okay.
still really early.
It's very,
Right?
very early. So we only let one of the clutches adapt. So we have two clutches, odd and even gears. So right now we adapted the odd gears for first gear and reverse in this case. Now we need to repeat the same procedure on second clutch. By now you know how it works, so it's going to be easier.
Now I won't just continue off into the distance because he said not to tap the
Yeah.
brakes at all.
Even though we have some engine idling problems, that it kind of adapted to it and it wasn't stalling that much anymore.
Yeah.
So it kind of plays with all the pressures, and it's going to keep on doing it forever. Anytime.
Wow, it's gonna always be getting better.
Yeah.
Always learning. That's wild. We'll wait so that we don't get destroyed by rain again. Got a quick little bath.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
also
first bath. First drive, first bath. It's the next day. Florida decided to be Florida and completely rained us out yesterday right when we got our odd gears trained. So now we're going through and Bartek is training our even gears in the DCT, and I'm about to really properly cruise this thing for the first time around the compound.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Yep, should be good.
It's gonna be so cool. Just shifting like that. So far this thing is still very much in its learning phase, so we're about to go on the dyno, but I'll show you what it can do so far. So we're using the computer to actually see what gear it's in because I don't have an indicator yet. But to get started, your foot has to be on the brake, and then you hold this up for like a second. It goes into first gear. Now, give it some gas. And we're off, baby. I also have no power steering right now. All right, let's go to second. Woo! All right, now we're cruising. World's first Rotary DCT swap S15. Let's go. Hello. We got Mike back with us, and we're going to be dialing in the tune more so that we can continue to let the DCT learn by just doing laps around the compound, putting the DCT in a bunch of different scenarios and conditions. Sorry, you fell down. Adam's tapping in. Was dialing in remote, and then Tuner Adam is dialing in the fuel. Hey, don't have the unconfident face
I have no
while you
idea.
have the power in your hands like that.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Adam's over here dialing in the fuel lane.
I'm really good at looking at fuel trims and correcting the base table to get it better. So this was like the second pull, it was pulling like 10% of fuel. Now the third pull, it's pulling like 4%. Usually, I'm kind of leaning on the closed loop a little bit. I don't want to say a little bit too much, but it just gives me a little more confidence. And I'm just correcting the fuel trim so her base table's good, so if she loses the wideband sensor, it's not leaning on its closed loop function to fix fueling, and then it'll be fine. Because you could like not tune it, and this software is good enough to where like it will make your fueling perfect, but if you lose a wideband sensor, it defaults to your base map, and if your base map's like your car's gonna run like
Plan is to stay low boost until we have a lot more time.
At 11 pounds, like my Datsun's at 11 pounds on pump gas, and like I'm pretty comfortable with that. So 11 pounds in ethanol, the Pete could probably tune this car at 11 pounds.
So right now we're at like 320.
I was talking to Vargas, I guess because you're reporting this is pretty normal. It rolls over pretty hard past like 8,000. So we changed the limiter to 8,200. This is gonna be the most ridiculously responsive rotary ever. And this is like 11 pounds, so like on ethanol, like 22 pounds would be safe, and that's 500.
I think our goal is gonna end up being around like 450 to have be safe, reliable, and 450 with the DCT is gonna feel like 600.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, you might as well just go 500 at that rate.
Might as well. To be continued.
I know.
Thank you, Rotary Tuner Boy. All right, day number 3 now in true Florida fashion. Again, right when we were done with the dyno, it decided to rain, so we weren't able to do our next phase of transmission tuning and learning, which is just a ton of laps around the compound. Mostly I need to do like drag pulls. The transmission is going to always be learning and always getting better, but right now it's still in its beginning phase where it just needs to be put into a bunch of different load conditions and a bunch of different like XL, D-cell situations. Bartek is actually going to be remoting in because he had to go back to Poland today, but we're gonna get this thing dialed, and I'm really stoked to properly drive this now that we have a somewhat baseline tune on the engine, and we'll see how it goes. update, I don't think we've talked much about it in any of the videos yet. Our oil pan that we have, it's by Moroso. It's actually not meant for the later gen 13Bs, so we don't have a way to actually check the oil. But we also need to seal up an oil port that was meant to be sealed before the oil pan went on that we just didn't know about. So it's spitting oil and pushing it out of our pan, but now it's actually getting worse and it's pushing way more oil, and we're not gonna risk anything bad happening, or the F word happening that we don't speak of anymore. So we're gonna call it, which is like a super tough decision because this car wants to go. I'm like still putting on it and just going up to third. It was just wanting to pull. So I can't even imagine when we're actually able to drive this thing, what it's gonna do. The transmission obviously still needs to learn a lot, but the car officially runs, drives. Super happy with how everything is coming together, and I can't wait to properly rip on this thing very, very soon. Let me know what you guys think about the build so far, and I'll see you in the next video.